What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. As always, I'm your co-host Donovan Quick, and yesterday I dropped a video about one of the top prospects for the NFL draft, and one of the top prospects that Miami could possibly draft at 13 being Will Campbell. Now today I'm going to be going to my second favorite target for Miami at 13, and that is going to be Kelvin Banks Jr. out of Texas. Now, when I talked about Will Campbell, I talked about how this dude was an absolute unit. Kelvin Banks Jr., he's not an absolute unit. He's an absolute athlete. The dude stands 6'4", 320 pounds, and I'll get into why that's important in a little bit. But his explosiveness, his foot speed, his natural athleticism for that size is absolutely unmatched. And that is the reason that he is so coveted in this draft and why he's possibly the second best offensive lineman in this draft. Now, the reason that he might fall to Miami at 13 is because of his height. Now, he didn't have his arms measured like Will Campbell did at the draft or the combine. However, he did get, measured, and he's only 6'4", which leads scouts and GMs and front offices to believe that he does have shorter arms, and they believe that it kind of shows up on film a little bit when he is out there and in certain situations. And I truly just don't see it. I don't see where the arm length is an issue. It's very similar with Will Campbell. I don't see almost any issues besides the fact that he sometimes gets a little, messed up with push and pull moves. But that's about it. Like, the dude can hold a block. When he gets to the second level, there's no one stopping him. There's absolutely no one stopping him if he gets to the second level, which makes him an absolute asset for pull blocking, which for a zone run scheme is very common. So this dude is just, he is your greatest wish if you want to run the ball a lot, and if you want to run it down their throats, and if you have good running backs that are young and fast and explosive, which, hey, I think I know a team that does. He fits Miami almost perfectly. Now, he never really played guard, but he is very open to playing guard, and he understands that his size is more of a guard size in the NFL than a tackle. But he has played both right and left tackle at Texas, so he has that flexibility if we are needed to go there, because we did sign Larry Borum on the Dolphins, and he makes an okay right tackle if he has to go in there, but as a left tackle, the dude is atrocious. So if Patrick Paul were to get hurt, I would almost shift Kelvin Banks out to tackle and throw someone else there at guard. Kind of very similar to right tackle. If Austin Jackson were to get hurt, which he has the last 2 seasons, maybe throw Kelvin Banks out there as well and throw someone else at guard, because this dude has the athleticism. He has the ability, the versatility to play almost every position on this offensive line. It's kind of like Robert Hunt. When Robert Hunt, he played a very well right tackle, but he is a Pro Bowl guard. And I was kind of like, why would they move him inside? Why would they move him inside? Clearly, they did something right, because he signed a $100 million contract. Dude got paid. I see very similar things going on with Kelvin Banks Jr. And right in his comparisons that I'm looking at, it's Elijah Vera Tucker and Robert Hunt. Those are his comparisons. Hey, I will take that. AVT, meanwhile, he is injury prone. When he is in there, he is one of the better offensive linemen in the NFL. So I will take that. I will take that comparison. Kelvin Banks Jr., I think he just fits this scheme, this team so well. The only thing is that I want Will Campbell just a little bit more. He has a little bit more dog in him. He has more fundamentals down than Kelvin Banks Jr. However, Kelvin Banks Jr., he has a little bit more size than Kelvin Banks Jr. too. Kelvin Banks Jr. though, bro, I will go to town if we draft him. If he's available and Will Campbell is gone and the Dolphins don't draft this man, I don't know what I would do. I might just like, I might be on the floor crying. I legitimately might be. The Dolphins need an offensive lineman in this draft. And we need defensive line too. We need corner help. But we have dealt with putting okay people on defense and succeeding through coaching. You can't coach trenches. Not to the extent that the Dolphins need on the offensive side of the ball. We saw last year we had a bad offensive line and we were a terrible offense, especially when Tua was out. We saw the year before we had both Tua healthy and a good offensive line. And we were one of the best teams in the NFL until our offensive line basically just died. And yes, I'm saying basically died because Teron Armstead was the only one left standing, and even he missed games. But now Teron Armstead is gone. Now Isaiah Wynn is still a free agent, but he is not on the team right now. Connor Williams is retired. Robert Hunt is on a different team. Austin Jackson is still here. He's the only one still standing, but he missed the end of that year too. So it just goes to show how important the offensive line is to Miami and for their success on offense. And you got to roll with it. You got to show that you care, and that not only to protect Tua, to make this offense better, but I mean, you just need to address it. I don't know how else to say it. Like, I love the idea of drafting Will Johnson, Matthew Golden, even the defensive lineman out of Michigan. I'm forgetting his name right now. All those would be day one contributors. All of those guys are absolute studs at their position, possibly even the best at their position coming out of the draft. But I need security for this offensive line. I need this offensive line to actually play a full season healthy. Last year they did, but they sucked. The personnel was ass. It was the same guys that finished the year before. See the problem? We were the number one seed until all our offensive linemen got hurt. And then our defensive linemen got hurt. We need offensive line. This offense will put up 30 plus points a game with a good offensive line. There's no doubt in my mind. Jalen Wright, explosive. Devon Achane is an absolute dog. Tyreek may have lost a step, but he has help now. He has Waddle. He has Jonnu. Waddle is finally healthy again. He had that one injury-riddled season. He's healthy again. Malik Washington looked really good. We finally got a big receiver in Nick Westbrook and Keene. We finally have a good receiving tight end in Jonnu Smith. Like, this team is built to score and built to just run you over in like 18 different ways. But the one thing that can hindered it last year, and that was the offensive line. And we need to get the offensive line just intact. And if we draft Kelvin Banks Jr. here, I'm going to really like this offensive line. It's going to look like Patrick Paul, left tackle, Kelvin Banks Jr., left guard, Aaron Brewer at center, right guard, James Daniels, right tackle, Austin Jackson. Is it perfect? Is it great? I don't know, but it could be. The potential is there. Patrick Paul, meanwhile, was graded one of the worst run blockers in the league last year, but he had a very limited sample size. However, he has the potential. He was raw last year, and you saw him get better every single snap. Left guard, Kelvin Banks Jr. I see it. I see him being a great left guard. Aaron Brewer, I had questions about him last year. He played pretty damn good. Right guard, we have James Daniels this year, which is a hell of an upgrade over Liam Eichenberg, but he is coming off an Achilles injury. How well is he going to play? Austin Jackson, when he plays, we do good, and it shows. However, he's missed the end of the last 2 seasons. He missed the last half of each season of the last 2 seasons. He needs to stay healthy. So I would really like that offensive line. That would really make me feel a lot better about this team going into the season, and it could be great. But I do still have my doubts. But I know for sure in my gut, in my heart, in my brain, that offensive line is the pick here at 13. And if it's not Will Campbell, should be Kelvin Banks Jr. Thank you guys. Have a good one. Deuces.